We are here getting a first look at the 2025 Keystone Passport. And not only is this the brand new look for the 2025 Keystone Passport, this is also a new floor plan as well. So let's go take a look. Welcome back to another video, y'all. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here taking a look at this brand new 2025 Keystone Passport. This floor plan here is their 2600 FK, and this is the first look at the 2025 Keystone Passport. So if you're not familiar with the Keystone Passport brand, they definitely changed things quite a bit on the outside and the inside. So really excited to take a look at this with y'all. But first of all, real quick, want to let you know if you are, well, actually, floor plan layout and specs should pop up on the screen so you can take a look at those really quick. And then also, if you are interested in this RV, there is a link down below in the comments and description of this video where you can find all of the different locations within Blue Compass RV that we sell. This RV, we have over 100 different stores in 33 different states, so we are here to help when you are ready. So go check that out if you are shopping for your next RV. Now, as we go through this here, the first and biggest notable change that I see and that you probably see are these huge lights that run along the edge of the sidewall here, or I guess the front cap here. Really cool. They are an LED light that has a diffuser bar on it that is going to give it kind of like a glowing effect. So it's really just like an aesthetic thing, and they're working on getting this DOT approved so that these can be like implemented with different functions on the RV. But this is something we've never really seen before, where you have like on the back, you can see these red lights running up and down these side pieces of trim there, essentially, where they just add more light to the outside. Very cool thing that just is very attention grabbing. It makes this RV just stand out amongst everything else out there. And I think there's something to be said for that, even if it doesn't have a whole lot of like practicality to it. Although I think this will be really cool when they can get these synced up to be on while you're going down the road and be synced up with your brake lights and turn signals and stuff like that. Just a huge indicator for people on the road what you are doing. I think that'll be a really cool feature. But even without that, just a cool thing that gives your RV a little bit more flair. And then Passport here, definitely going with a much more, trying to think of like what the word that I would describe it as. You can see these graphics along the side. It has a lot of character. You know, they've built a lot of character into this Passport line. You can see the different color schemes here, kind of giving me like Patagonia vibes, I think is the best thing I could describe it as. So pretty interesting there, the outside aesthetic. And then as we go inside, they have completely changed the interior color. But I just want to give you a quick run around the outside so you can see what it looks like. You do have a windshield up front in this model. That's an automotive grade windshield, molded fiberglass front cap. You have 220 watts of solar up on the roof. That will come standard. Sometimes you also see it with 440 watts of solar, depending on how the dealership ordered it. And then you have two slide outs on this model with a cable driven slide mechanism. Pass-through storage compartment here. Unfortunately, the other side is not unlocked, but it does pass all the way through. With it being a front kitchen, it is a little bit limited, but most front kitchens do not have a full pass-through storage compartment, where this one does. So kind of nice, you get that ability for this still to pass all the way through. Water connections here. You have your key TV setup, and then you have your 30 amp solar charge controller, solar disconnect switch. You have your tire pressure monitoring prep right there. And coming back around this way, 20-pound propane bottle, power tongue jack, spot for your batteries, and then you have your box here where all of your wiring is very clean and concise underneath there with another battery disconnect switch on that. So we come along this side, you're gonna have electric stabilizers, tankless on-demand water heater, awning that covers both entry doors and almost the entire length of the RV. And then you can see up on the roof, they are using a Furrion AC, and that looks like it is the Chill Cube Furrion AC. This should be a 50 amp unit with the ability to add the second AC, but we'll see that when we go inside. You can see the 220 watts of solar that you will have on this unit. And then I'm gonna pop on a slightly wider angle lens here so we can get a little bit more information as we step inside for y'all. Tinted glass entry doors, and when you walk in right away, you are met with some storage right here. I really like this because everything you put in here is gonna give you quick, easy access from outside without having to take your shoes off to go inside the RV and get whatever it is. So I always say this is a great spot to put things like your paper plates, plastic utensils, things like that. Up here, you can see I have a light up in that area, and that's all open. And then these here are a thermofoil cabinet door, the only other brand we have seen this in is the Forest River Wildwood in Salem. This here is about as solid as hardwood, but way more lightweight. And typically in this price range, and even in Passport in the past, you've seen like a wrapped cabinet door. And that wrapped cabinet door is subject to, you know, peeling around the edges. And this here is just so well done. I don't even know what they do with designing the look of this, but there's no elements where this is gonna peel off that I can see. And it is just so solid yet so lightweight and feels really high quality, even though it is not a solid hardwood. So really love that. You have your controls here for the RV. And then as we walk inside, oh, gotta also point this out. You do have the privacy shade on the window that comes from the bottom up. So another nice touch there, giving you your privacy so you can peek out at your neighbors and not have them see what you're doing. As we step inside, very curious your thoughts right away. Let me know what you think about the color scheme in here. It is very warm. I am personally liking, whenever I step into RVs right now for these 2025 debuts, I'm liking the warm colors. I think the grays and whites are just feeling a little overdone at this point, and every time I step into something that's gray or white, I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like I'm seeing the same thing I've seen 1,000 different times just because I'm getting so used to seeing it. But when I step into something like this, even if it's not everybody's cup of tea, it just feels like a breath of fresh air because it's like, oh, something different, thank goodness. But let me know what you think down below in the comments, what you feel about this color scheme here. It's more of like a tannish, maybe slightly orangish color wood, contrasting with the gray furniture. I think that's really nice. It's like a pleather style furniture. You have your 2 recliners here. Very soft on those. I'll come back and sit down in these in a second. Another change I noticed they made for the Passport is they went to these framed out windows. Not only are they framed out, but the way this box of this frame sits in here, you're gonna have no light bleed coming in with these pull down blackout shades. So love that you have the pull down blackout shades. That box is going to prevent light bleed from coming out on the sides, and the wood framing just gives it a more clean look overall than the like puffy valances that we used to see in this Passport line. You have a barreled ceiling for added ceiling height into the middle, and then you have the light beams here. This is the first brand I have walked into where they're using these light beams across the ceiling, but they have a more warm light tone than a cool light tone. Now, I don't know if that's like an actual thing that I'm seeing. It definitely feels like these are certainly warmer, but I don't know if that's also influenced by the interior color in here, just giving it a warmer feel overall. But it certainly feels like it's warmer. Let's start up front here with the kitchen. They also went to a solid surface countertop, so essentially like a granite style feeling material here for the countertops all the way around. Used to see like wrapped countertops in the Passport, so more high quality there. You have your windshield up front, pull down blackout shade on the windshield. Then you have this apron style sink, looks great in this travel trailer. And then check out this faucet, y'all. This is very different. Haven't seen this in anything else. It has your sprayer here, and you can see it's going to spray water out all through this whole thing right there. So getting much wider coverage, but you can also twist it this way and use it like a traditional faucet. So that's kind of interesting there, how they gave you 2 options and it kind of defaults to this option right here, which is just a non-traditional sink, you know, fixture, I guess. Kind of interesting. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that and what you think. I've just never used a sink like that, so I'm curious how it will practically function and if it will make people's lives easier or just be a cool thing to say that you have. Down underneath here, you have a light. Let me turn that on. You have a outlet right here. In Keystone RVs, anything with this yellow sticker on it means it can run off of the inverter. If you have a 440 watt solar system or up, you will already have that inverter installed with power running to those outlets. You have lights in almost all of your cabinets. All your cabinets that have this style glass on them will have lights back in them now. So not only can you better see what's back in this area, but it also allows the light to peek through and gives this design on these glass doors a little bit more of a pop. Great countertop space all the way around in this front kitchen travel trailer. Definitely feels super stretched out in this area. And if I show myself just like walking around in the space, I mean, you can see right here as I start stepping back, I mean, it takes me all the way to back here before I have fully essentially exited out of the kitchen space. So, I mean, that is 4 steps which is a considerable amount in a travel trailer. So really like that. Outlet here in the corner, USB ports here. I will say, I think RV brands need to go universally to the USB Type-C connection because very few people have these type of plugs that are still remaining. I even have my stuff plugged in right here because I need the USB Type-C connections. These aren't useful for me anymore because I don't have cables like that I hardly ever use. Pull out drawers here and look at this. This is now a more solid wood that you have in here. So instead of like a particle board or plywood, it's now a solid piece of wood for your interior drawer construction. Still using staples along the side on these lighter weight travel trailers. Then you can see the drawers there. Magnet latches to hold those closed. And then storage space through here, and that also goes into that pass-through storage compartment. Storage space underneath the sink. Kind of blocks off the space from the pass-through storage compartment as well. And then 2 pull-out drawers here. Have a standard RV size oven, that Furrion oven, and 3-burner gas stove. You have a standard RV size microwave, that is a Furrion microwave, and then you have these blade AC vents. So this is patented by Keystone. These circulate air in a 360-degree motion so that they pump more air out all across the RV. Basically, you're getting 20% more airflow in this RV than RVs that do not use these blade AC vents. Keystone, one of the things you need to understand about Keystone, I was just talking to quite a few people here, and Keystone is really an innovator in the RV industry space. They have a couple different plants on their properties, as they have huge properties here in Indiana, and they do a lot of their own testing. So instead of just buying from suppliers whatever things they have made, Keystone actually tests things on their own, and a lot of times will come up with their own product innovations, which hardly any RV manufacturers do. Most RV manufacturers, even like a Brinkley, a lot of things they're doing are just spending money on a lot of products from other vendors to put into their RV that make it really cool and fancy. Whereas Keystone, they spend a lot of time actually researching and testing products within their own facilities to create things that function the best, that are their own and not just from a third-party vendor. So like the blade AC vents is one of the things that comes out of there, and that is something they've been doing for a couple years now that only Keystone products will have, pushing air out just in a more circular motion here to get better airflow throughout the whole RV. You can see here, this is your Furrion Chill Cube AC there. So that will also have the ability to just dump air straight down through here if you would like. And then as you go this way through the kitchen space, you have your Furrion refrigerator. I do wish that every travel trailer brand would go to a refrigerator and freezer that opens on both sides. I just think it makes sense in these smaller travel trailers, have the fridge that opens on both sides so that you can, have the ability to not guess where you're opening it from, and you can open it from this side or the other side. That's just something I would advocate for because I love when I see that. Then you have storage underneath there. No floor vents here in the living space, so all your heating is ran through cabinetry right there. You have your fireplace in here, electric heat source, 40-inch screen TV, and again, your controls right here, dimmer switches on your overhead lights. As you can see there, it gets nice and dim. In your slide out, you have your booth dinette table, freestanding table, so you can move this thing wherever you want. This also will drop down and make this whole area into about a 6-foot long bed. You have storage access underneath here on both sides. And then you have a PVC woven carpet here, or not really a carpet. And then underneath here, you have a wrapped subfloor underneath the slide out. I always show that in Keystone RVs because they're one of the only manufacturers I know that pretty much across the board on all their products in the slide outs, they are wrapping the subflooring down underneath the slide out for an added layer of protection underneath there. If you do that on just about any other brand, you will just see bare exposed wood underneath the slide out. Pretty interesting. So something definitely worth noting. 2 recliners here. Again, these both will recline and they sit directly across from the TV. You can swivel that TV around. Recliners are a slight bit more on the firm side, which I actually appreciate. I like the slightly more firm recliners versus like the really squishy ones. So I think these are like a perfect balance. Kind of like the woven look of them too. Y'all let me know what you think. Maybe it's a little bit more traditional, I'm not sure. But definitely has like a woven pattern to it. But it is like that pleather material that we're used to seeing in RVs. Storage space underneath there. And again, these both will recline. You have standard or traditional USB ports back behind here. Then going back into the bathroom, Also should note, you can install a Wi-Fi router right there. Going back into the bathroom, it is a pass-through bathroom into the bedroom. You have a porcelain foot flush toilet in the corner. We've seen this style bathroom in a lot of different front kitchen travel trailer models. You have a vent fan right there. And then you have your sink right here. Plenty of room here for my hands in the sink. Medicine cabinet. Like that the light is right over the mirror here, so it'll actually illuminate your face as you're getting ready. A lot of brands actually fail to do that, where they put the light like directly over your head or even behind your head, so you really have no lighting in front of your face when you're getting ready in the morning. Men and women alike, I think it's just nice to have the ability to have lighting on your face when you're looking at yourself in the mirror as you're getting ready. Outlet here, you have storage space down underneath there, and then a corner shower. They went to a new shower head in this Passport model. So you can see the corner shower through here. Look at how big that new shower head is. And we'll see how high this sits. I am 6'2" as I currently stand. And as I step inside of here, pretty good height. It's about 6'3" to right here, maybe 6'3.5", and up into the skylight, you can be about 6'5" or so. This shower head does not quite sit high enough for me to duck underneath it. I would have to duck to get underneath it. But I would say if you're under like 5'10", you won't have to duck to get underneath that. Other than that, it's not a bad space. With the corner radius showers, you know, you're always a little limited on the amount of space you have to work with, obviously, but not terrible in there. It's the same as every other corner shower, and it is a plastic 2-piece shower. Then we go into the bedroom. You have a sliding door here for your privacy into the bedroom. You have a tankless on-demand water heater control in the bathroom. Glad that it's here in the bathroom space and not somewhere else. And then you have, this looks like it is a king size bed, but not a residential king. It looks like it's a little bit shorter than maybe what a residential king is. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it's definitely not a queen. It's definitely bigger than a queen bed. So nice big sleeping space here. Really like what they did with this bedroom design, where you have the shelves in the corner. Outlets and USB ports are up over that corner, so very easy to plug things in there. Again, I just wish they went to the USB Type-C connection. At least having like one of those would be nice. Then storage space through here. Again, lights in all of the storage compartments. I think that is really practical just for the ability to see what's in there. I can't tell you the amount of times I open up these storage doors and I can barely even tell how far back they go because they're so dark in there, and I always worry on the camera if you can even see into them because they're dark. So it's kind of cool to have them lit up. Then you have your second entry door into this bedroom that also gives you direct access to the bathroom while your slides are closed. And then we come this way, you have plenty of wardrobe storage. Clothing rod that goes all the way across here in this space. You have your big mirrors and then 6 pull-out drawers for storage right there, plus a little spot right here with some shelving. Nice big spot for a TV here. Can easily fit a 32-inch screen TV there. Window along the back wall. And then when we lift this bed up, it does have a standard RV mattress, nothing crazy whatsoever. Storage space underneath there, pull-out drawers that you can access with the bed down, and of course storage space through here. Corners are cut there so you won't hit your knee going around the bed. And let's see, show you here. Yeah, it's just a standard mattress, nothing too crazy there. Ceiling height is just really tall in here. You can see this is where your second AC could go, but gosh, this has got to be almost a 7-foot tall ceiling in this travel trailer. It just feels huge with how they've done that. This is a motion activated light, so you can leave this light on all the time, and as soon as you walk in the door here, it will turn on. You also have the privacy shade in the bedroom that comes from the bottom up, so you can peek at your neighbors and not have them peeking in at you. Go out this door here to the living space, and you can see you're back into the living room area. And that is just about everything, y'all. Should also note they have hyperdeck flooring in this travel trailer. So underneath that is another Keystone exclusive thing where they developed and tested their own flooring to come up with a single piece flooring underneath here that is all composite materials. I mean, it's literally like this thick, y'all. I wish I had a sample of it. And I was actually talking to the Keystone people saying they need to have more samples and literature in their RVs to help you guys when you go shop for them to understand what's things that you don't see. Like I think Alliance does a really good job of that, because Keystone has a lot of innovative things that really make the camping experience better that people just don't, if you don't have the proper salesperson to explain it to you, or if you don't catch every video like this where I try to explain it to you, you just aren't gonna catch it. It's stuff you won't see. It's like the subflooring underneath here, fully composite material, has a huge, thick block foam layer in there that is also acting as insulation, and then it is extremely rigid and durable and way more lightweight than wood. And again, it's like this thick. And it is a single piece of subflooring all throughout here that they use in this Passport trailer called Hyperdeck. So you have that as well. And then when we come outside, that is pretty much everything, y'all. So just wanted to touch on that. And again, if you are interested in this RV, pricing on this, I don't know exactly off the top of my head because it is a brand new 2025, literally the first time I have even seen this, and this is not at a dealership event. So I won't know till these show up at dealerships, which should be any day now, hopefully, but my guess is something like this will fall in like the probably the mid to high $40,000 price point, I would imagine, on this Passport. So that's just an estimate though, don't take my word on that. It could be more, it could be less. And the link down below in the comments and description will take you to our website where you can see all of the different locations across the United States where you can find this RV or something like it if you are shopping for your next RV. So we are here to help when you are ready. And until next time, live firmly unbound.